Hey, it's Carrie here, just dropping in to let you know that one of our former guests, Tim Brooks, has a Kickstarter where you can help him get his endangered alphabet carvings back to wherever they need it, and it's called Bringing It Back Home. I will put the link in the show notes.
Hi, and welcome to the Vocal Fries podcast, the podcast about linguistic discrimination.
I'm Carrie Gillen.
And I'm Megan Figueroa. And here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
This is, this is a doozy.
Yeah. Yeah. A doozy is a word for it.
Yeah, and I just got some fan mail, and it just tells us not to giggle so much. So, no.
Wow.
I'm not changing who I am. It's, no.
Oh my God. Can you tell if it's from a man?
I mean, it felt like it, but I don't know. Women can be just as
internalized
persnickety. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I'm actually surprised that this hasn't happened before.
Yeah, that's true.
All the years that we've been doing this.
Yeah, we haven't gotten that much feedback along those kind of lines. So, yeah, that's true.
Also, of course, calling it giggling and not just laughing, you know?
Yes. Yeah, it's very gendered. Yeah.
It's very gendered.
And I feel like sometimes I giggle, but mostly I'm just laughing. Like, I very rarely giggle, but I probably have giggled at least once or twice on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the time it's just laughing. Whatever.
Yeah. No, you know who giggles? Nick Offerman.
And he totally giggles, and it's so fun.
It's so fun. It's so good. That's a giggle.
Yeah.
And that's a very, that's a man's man right there.
Mm-hmm.
The right cut. I actually just saw him live.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And he was like, talking about woodworking, and he was saying like, things that are also tools are having empathy and being kind. And so like, yeah, that kind of man's man. A good
He's very secure in his masculinity.
Exactly.
That's why he can giggle and not worry about it.
Exactly. It's nice.
Speaking of people who do actually like us, we have 3 people to thank this month. Yeah. So William Hart.
Yay. Thank you, William.
Elsa Davy.
Thank you.
And Emma Lodge.
Awesome. So 3 people. That's so lovely and generous, and we appreciate you all so much.
Yeah. And 2 of them are from the UK, so.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And yes, if anyone else would like to join us, we're at www.patreon.com/vocalfriespod, and we have a bunch of bonus episodes and stickers and mugs.
Yeah.
We also have merch, right? You could talk about the merch.
Yeah. We have, is it called Redbubble?
I think it's Redbubble.
It's definitely, if that's the name of it, it's definitely Redbubble. So at Redbubble, we have some great merch. It says, hold on, let me look. What does it say? Language changes. What is it? It's so good.
Oh boy.
My God. Oh, God. So sorry. Someone actually bought a sticker the other day. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a Redbubble shop, Vocal Fries Pod, and we have some great stuff on there. Specifically, I love language changes, don't be an asshole. That's on some pins and stickers and notebooks, and yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, we also have one that says I love my vocal fry. So
Yeah. Okay, cool. I forgot about that one. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, today's a doozy.
Yep.
And I don't know where to begin. So we thought we would delve into the Epstein emails because Chomsky is in there. And we were like, so what can we learn about how Epstein thinks about language? And the answer is, I don't know what he thinks. It looks like garbage to me. It looks like nonsense.
Okay. So this is one of those things where I'm having like internalized, it's imposter syndrome almost. Where I'm like, even with Epstein, but I'm like, do I not understand something that's no, stop, Megan, stop. Like, you don't give him too much, like, more credit than, like, you study linguistics, you know language. But I was just like, oh my God, is this above my head? What's happening? Like, there are moments of that where I was like, is this just too far beyond me? But I don't know. It's like Occam's razor, where it's like, well, maybe it's just like unreadable because it's freaking nonsense.
I mean, it looked like Chomsky kept saying, no, you're wrong. That doesn't make any sense in the nicest possible way possible. So I don't think, at least the stuff he was writing, he understood either. But,
well,
I don't know.
That you don't think Chomsky understood Epstein's?
Yeah, ramblings. Because they're ramblings.
Right. And like, I don't know. I mean, they were friends. This is obvious now. So that's why he's probably being so nice to him about it, right? Because like, I'm like, why is Chomsky even entertaining these ramblings? Because they're incoherent. But yeah, of course, now I know. It's like, well, they're friends. So he's being nice to his friend. But
I mean, he started pretty early on their friendship being nonsensical.
Yeah, I got 2015 as like some of the first.
That was the first when they were really connected. So for the basic chronology is 2012, Lawrence Krauss tried to introduce them, but for some reason, Chomsky canceled.
Okay.
I would love to know why, if it was just like, oh, I'm just too busy, or if he was like, maybe I don't want to be associated with this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because at this point, Epstein is a convicted sex trafficker, or
I don't think it was a sex trafficker. That was part of the trial, though, right? And remember, Pinker wrote a letter about actually wasn't really trafficking for whatever reason.
For semantic reasons, Carrie.
Yes, for semantic reasons. And I love a good semantic argument, but... And goddamn, Pinker was lying about not knowing who it was for.
Yeah.
I know he knew. Anyway, in 2008, he was convicted of basically child prostitution, like hiring a sex worker who was underage. I think it was 2 counts. And like, it was way reduced from what he should have been.
Sweetheart deal. Yep.
It was a total sweetheart deal, which is also part of the emails between him and Chomsky. Oh my fucking God. But anyway, we'll get there. So 2008 he's convicted. 2008, 2009 he's sort of in jail, sort of not. Like he can go about his business during the day, but he has to go there at night. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, this man is a child rapist, and they knew that. And he was, anyway. Yeah. So 2 counts of something pretty minor in comparison to what he actually had done.
Right. So convicted at this point. So, okay. So back to the timeline.
Yeah. So then 2012, Lawrence Krauss tries to introduce them, but fails. Good old Lawrence Krauss, ASU.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And then in 2015, they are introduced.
Okay. So that is the earliest. Okay.
Yeah. And it looks like Valeria and his wife, his second wife, is like part of why, because they're asking for her cell phone pretty early on, and she gives it. I don't know. There's something weird there. There's something kinky, but
well, yeah. I mean, Epstein asked after Valeria like a ton, like in his basically says stuff like you can't operate without her, or like just this. Yeah. It's very weird. It was weird vibes. I mean, the whole thing is weird vibes, obviously, if you're going to read anything in there, but
it's very, very weird. Like when Chomsky's talking about like language stuff, it's just all the stuff he normally says, and it like feels normal, and like he's talking to just anybody. Right. But like all the rest of it, I'm like, gets really uncomfortable really quickly. Like there's nothing like about the girls. There's absolutely nothing about that shit until he starts talking at the very end of their correspondence about like how to spin certain things, or like, I don't know, that part is weird. But mostly it is either about weird ramblings about language or Chomsky's finances. And holy fuck, is all of that very uncomfortable too.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah. That's quite the rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah. And I tried not to go down too far because I'm like, not my business and also not what we were trying to talk about. But I couldn't help but like look a little bit. Like at one point he was asking for $500,000 from his trust.
Yeah.
No wonder his children were like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. It's there for you to peruse if you are interested in Chomsky's finances.
There's like almost 3,000 emails, but like, I don't even know how you quantify it, but 3,000 instances in jmail.world. Sorry, that's what it is. Jmail.world. So yeah, feel free, but it is like, it'll take forever to go through it all. Yeah. I didn't even go through it all. I was just like trying to find the language related stuff, trying to get the chronology down. And trying to understand what Epstein was saying about language, but honest to God, I don't know.
Okay, so maybe we can start with, in 2015, it seems like Epstein is talking to some people about starting a Chomsky challenge.
Yeah. And was that before or after the Institute idea?
Oh, what's the Institute?
So he also wanted to create some sort of institute, which I think Chomsky would have been a part of. And I don't know how many other academics he was thinking of. I'm sure all the AI guys and...
Well, yeah. Okay, so this is September 6, 2015. He's talking to Joshua Bach about the Chomsky challenge. There might be even some earlier, but it's definitely 2015.
Yeah, no, 2015 would be the earliest for the Chomsky challenge stuff, but let me see if I can find the Institute. Oh, God, this is... Okay. At some point, actually, let me look at my other document. I have too many documents. This is just... Okay, so this would be May 2015.
Oh, earlier.
Epstein says to both Valeria and Noam, look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Is there anything in writing on the Institute idea? I would fund anonymously so as not to pollute the work with press. Blah, 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 blah. Lots more stuff. And then Valeria responds, I have been working on the paper for the Institute. I would prefer if you would write only to my email about the Institute, since there are other people who read Noam's email, and I would like to keep the subject more private at this point.
That's creepy. That's weird. I didn't see that. But I also see like... Yeah. Okay, so... Sorry, that's wild. Okay, so then is this related? No, this is later. Because in 2017, Jeffrey actually talks to Valeria, and Noam. His lawyer, Richard Kahn, says, Jeffrey wanted me to reach out regarding a payment from his foundation, Gratitude America, in the amount of $20,000 for administering the Chomsky Challenge in linguistics. So this is in 2017. And Noam's like, I'm forwarding this to Valeria because she takes care of these matters. And then Valeria says, thank you for the contact. It would be, if you could please send a check to our address, that would be ideal. I like Google Chomsky Challenge. Like, I don't think any of this happened. What did they do with the 20K? Like, what is this?
I don't know. I mean, I have many questions about some of the money stuff going on in these emails. But yeah, I don't know. There were like 17 different questions or something like that Chomsky came up with, that like maybe this could be the challenge. And Epstein was a messy bitch. So he would share things around with everybody else and like try to like gauge what people thought. And so, Joshua Bach was one of the people he sent all them to, and he would write down these long passages about each one. And it's very boring, but
yes, it's really boring.
And also like they're talking past each other. Like, not that Chomsky knew that because he wasn't involved in this conversation, but like Chomsky was just talking about the things that he's interested in. And Bach is an AI guy, and he just does not see language in the same way because he really believes that it's just statistics like they all do. And that's not true at all. And so like they're just talking past each other. And I just like, no wonder nothing happened. Like, first of all, Chomsky's ideas are very specific, and like, I don't know. Would they make sense to try and put out in the world? Maybe, maybe not. But like most people who might be interested would not even agree with the premises generally. So anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's basically produce a non-living system that can be put into an environment for a while and be able to discriminate language from noise, which was the big thing, right?
Yeah, that was like what Epstein was really interested in. Was like,
Yeah.
can we get language out of anything? And like Chomsky kept just basically saying no.
Oh, yeah. Wait, okay, so going back, like, did he wasn't referring to human language there? Like, he's referring to whatever this thing is to be able to differentiate between human language and anything else.
I guess. I don't know.
And from your perspective, because like he also says, because that Joshua Bach guy is like statistics, right? And Jeffrey says, I don't want statistical modeling. Yeah, but he says, I don't want statistical modeling. Challenge is learning a language, different than moving blocks in a video game. He wants it to do things a 2-year-old can do.
Yeah, yes. So video games at that point, or like autonomous systems at that point, could move things around on a screen. So he was like, oh, maybe language could do something similar. Or like maybe we can create a system that will learn language in a similar way. But that is not how language works.
Right.
And because they think in such mathematical terms, they fail to understand that like the system is just very different from how they are thinking it will be. So
I think that's the major thing it keeps coming back to is this. I mean, I've seen in 1 or 2 emails, like just Jeffrey talking about how great he is at math, right? And I think that's his.
Oh my God, he brags constantly about how amazing he is at math. It's insane.
Okay, you saw more. Yeah, I was like, I've seen it. This is definitely popping up a lot that he finds ways to talk about how good he is at math and finance.
I mean, even Chomsky says to him, "Oh yeah, you could probably teach me about math." And I was like, really? I mean, maybe he doesn't come across in these emails as being this great math genius. Maybe in person he did. I don't know. And also, I am not a math person, so like I can only tell when he's completely out to lunch when he's talking about language because that's what I know.
Right.
But I just kind of assume the math looks like nonsense to me, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, but also like you do know language, and it's like it's not going to be able to be explained by math, like.
Some parts of it, yes. Some parts of it. But that's the problem, right? Like, it's more than the sum of its parts.
Right.
You know?
Yes. Yeah, but he wants it to be a theory based in math. Like, I'm just like this.
Yes.
This is something that's, I can tell you, is never going to happen.
No.
A whole theory based in math. But it's like, okay, so what's your, like, did he already have these thoughts about language and like, because he's like, you know, whatever. And then he like, recruited Chomsky to be his friend? Or was it like because he became friends with Chomsky, he was like, I'm going to put my math mind to work and impress Chomsky? Or like, what? Chicken or egg? I don't know.
It's impossible to tell from the emails alone. We would need more. I don't know if there's like texts. Because I know there are texts in the drops, but they're not in these emails, right? This was already a big enough rabbit hole. I was like, I am not going to try and find texts.
Yeah. But no, I'm just like, what is the, like, I guess I'm just ultimately curious, like, what was his obsession over language it seems that he had? And I mean, is it as simple as that he was just hanging around Chomsky? Or does it go back to his, like, I mean, is it just like his drive to
create the perfect human?
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, that he was such a vile human being. There's supposedly children out there that are maybe his that no one knows about. Like, it seems like he was experimenting. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on. If anything, it just makes me more confused. But what makes me less confused is that at least Chomsky was charmed by this man.
Yeah.
And he let him try to fix his finances or like help him with his finances, which I think is a very dangerous thing to do with a man like that. But
shows you how much trust he had in him. And I think
because he's this math genius, so therefore he would know. What? No.
I really don't get it. I'm just thinking, because I was reading something that he wrote in 2017 where he's talking about the Galilean challenge. Have you heard this?
It sounds familiar.
But yeah, Chomsky is just saying that basically, damn it, how did I lose it again? Okay. So he states that language design appears to maximize computational efficiency, but disregards communicative efficiency. So is that what you understood as being Chomsky's view from the beginning?
Yeah, I think so. He's always been one of these people who thinks that language was not for communication, but was more for thought. And I always struggled with that part of his theory. Like, to me, it's like, well, sure, it definitely helps us think more clearly. Having language is crucial for like really clarifying thought. 100% behind that. But I'm like, but surely at least one of the drivers was communication as well.
Right. So he's saying that in every known case in which computational and communicative efficiency conflict, communicative efficiency is ignored. These facts run counter to the common belief, often virtual dogma, that communication is the basic function of language. They also further undermine the assumption that human language evolved continuously from animal communication, and they provide further evidence that externalization, which is necessary for communication, is the peripheral aspect of language.
So I don't know about that last bit, but I do kind of agree that if there's a conflict, communication, like it's never the most efficient.
Yeah.
It's not. There's so much redundancy in language. I think that's probably like maybe on purpose is like too strong, but like it helps if there's redundancy. You're more likely to get the entire information across if there's some redundancy in case some of it gets lost in transmission, right?
Right.
So he's saying some true things in there and some like very speculative things.
Well, yeah.
At best. So
yeah. And then he also just says that, I mean, his whole argument seems to be that actually, like, the explanation for language, like, there's reason to believe it would be quite simple. And so I'm thinking, like, he's basically saying that his idea is very simple, that, you know.
Yeah, he strongly believes that his idea is very, very simple because, like, for him, language is just like one operation. But it's not. When you actually go into his theory, it's much more complicated than that. And every time he does try to reduce it, something happens where you're like, well, that doesn't explain anything anymore.
Yeah.
Like, so anyway, I think he really wants language to be extremely simple, just at this very simple mathematical process merge. And then that's it. But there's even within syntax, that's not enough. You need a lot more mathy stuff going on, even to explain very basic sentences. So,
right.
Yeah, so that's always been my struggle with him. Like, I love the idea of trying to, like, especially more recently, well, since the late 90s, to try and really simplify the theory because everything was getting out of control, right? And like, how is that learnable? So it has to be simpler than it was in the 80s. But it can't just be merged.
He's been trying to simplify his own theory.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. The minimalism was him doing that.
But it's still very complicated. Like, it's, you know. So, I mean, his idea of simple, it's interesting. Because, I mean, I think simple meaning, like, computationally, right? Like, human brains do this simply.
Yes. Yes. I mean, computationally, it has to be kind of simple, right? It can't be too hard. Because, like, little children learn it.
Yes.
Like, they're doing pretty complex things pretty early, right? Like,
yeah, they are. And so Chomsky's like, he's taking this like mathematical, like merge as a mathematical concept, but he's very clear that he doesn't think statistics are how language is learned. And I mean, do you think that Epstein is trying to say that? So, like,
it felt like Epstein was kept trying to get to some kind of statistical thing. I don't know if he understood that he was doing that, but I feel like he really believes that, we can teach AI language. And the only way to do that is through statistics. And because of the way the computation works for a computer, right? But that doesn't work. Like, all you get are these LLMs that do one really amazing thing, which is spit out really good English sentences and probably other languages too, but that's it. And they're not new or interesting. They're just
no, it's infuriating because as someone who studies language development, it's like, oh my God, AI is not a young child learning language, and
or worse, a PhD student. They make wildly different kinds of claims depending on what they're trying to sell you on any given day.
True. That's true. You're right, though. Like, does this go back to him wanting?
I think so.
To basically make it so that AI can do what a human can do? Like, is that?
Yeah, I think so.
Because of optimization or what?
Oh, I mean, I think just like all these people, he hates humans.
Misanthropic.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to try and read one of these things? I don't know how interesting it is to actually try and read his nonsense.
Yeah, try to read it.
Okay. So I don't even know who this email was to. And I will fix the grammatical errors because it will be too hard to read or understand otherwise.
Right.
Okay. It appears to me that language can be defined as the biological organizing principle that creates a shape space. Coherent sentences are defined as those that fit on the shape. The projection on the sensory motor allows communication. There are an infinite digital number of sentences that do fit on the shape, but orders of magnitude more that do not fit. What? There's more. But like, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Like, I think he thinks that there is like, maybe what he's trying to do is say, oh, I understand universal grammar. This is what you're saying, right? That there's like a shape to the language and everything else just goes away. But that's not really what universal grammar is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like, it's a bad name for it, more like universal acquisition device. Like, you will learn language depending on the input, but you have this filter because you can't create languages that violate whatever. So there's like lots of languages that could exist that don't. Yeah. Anyway.
To be fair, Chomsky's theory here is not well tested on other languages.
What do you mean?
Like, right, most of his work is on English.
His own work, yes, but there are plenty of Chomskyan linguists who have worked on plenty of other languages.
That's true.
Yeah. That's, not exactly fair. Because certainly in indigenous languages, there are plenty of Chomskyans who have like.
But I guess what I mean is, I guess he wouldn't think it matters because he just thinks it works for all language. But for him to only consider it in English, I think is.
Well, it's not only English, although it is limiting. It's not only English that he's worked on, though. He's also worked on Hebrew, which was like his first language. His first language that he worked on. And then he also did some work on Icelandic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But everybody else did all the other work on the other languages. Not all languages, but a way bigger chunk of languages than you think. If he's right, like the mystery is, okay, so how do you get all these different shaped languages, right? Because, they're not going to look the same. They don't look the same.
Right.
Yeah.
So Epstein is like regurgitating.
Maybe.
In a weird way when he's talking about
maybe
space. Also, no, you know what? It makes me think of like Bayesian statistics. Like the probability space is, only so good.
He talks about probability a lot, and again, I'm like, no, that's not. No,
I mean that's got to be what he's referring to when he says shape. Like if he's such a mathematical mind, I mean that kind of makes me think he'd be thinking about shape in that way.
Yeah, that must be what it is. I think this was about language again. I believe talking with Valeria for some reason. Mm-hmm. So the architecture of language, I think is what he means. The architecture would be highly tied to the vision equivalent. Certain images allowed, certain sentences allowed. No theory on how they are crafted. In images, the probability of nearby values are higher. I also like the idea that like puns, there are visual images that share two meanings and both impossible to see as one.
He's obsessed with the vision, like this vision component too.
Well, that I think also comes from Chomsky, because Chomsky says that you grow your language the same way that you grow an eyeball.
Grow an eyeball. Do our eyeballs get bigger?
No, in the uterus, right?
Oh, okay. That's what he means. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like you can't just have any old shape of an eyeball. Like you're going to grow an eyeball. Mm-hmm. And in language, same thing. You're not going to just grow any kind of language. It's going to be constrained in very specific ways. And that's why world's languages don't do certain things. Like there's lots of things that human languages do not do.
Mm-hmm. And so
that an AI could, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So the visual component you think is because of that? Like he's basically just...
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, because he seems to be upset. Like he talks about the rigidity principle. Like he gets into it
a lot, and I didn't get that part either.
Yeah, and also like kind of with the sensory motor system too, like which is important in development of language.
Yes, Yeah, and it's also a big part of Chomsky's stuff, right? Like that he says, okay, there's all this computation that goes on, and then it gets fed to the sensory motor stuff, right? It gets pronounced or signed or whatever.
As Epstein says, projected. Sounds like it gets projected to the... I think that's what he was saying.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. I don't know. I just get this... It's creepy to me. Like, I know that there's like this creepy reason why he's obsessed with language, especially since Chomsky does like, I mean, the idea that Chomsky has, if it is like, you know, you grow your language like you grow an eyeball or your capacity for it. Epstein is obsessed with like eugenics and race-based science. So, I mean.
Yeah. And I found it really interesting that he was like, I feel like he sometimes tried to slip in certain things and that to be like a little bit racist, and Chomsky would be like, that doesn't quite make sense.
Right.
But like, he really should have been like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah. No,
I'm out.
Exactly. Like the fact that he even entertained it as like, you know, fodder for thought or like a conversation between two friends. It's like, that's when you know about like, really? Like, he's like showing you who he is. If you obviously like you knew that he was a convicted sex felon, like before that,
he claims he didn't.
Oh, Valeria.
Right? Valeria claims that they didn't know. I don't believe it. And even if it was true, he did find out
and still talk to him.
Yeah. So where was that letter? Okay, so there was a letter to the editor that Epstein wanted to send about, you know, the sweetheart deal. Mm-hmm. And Chomsky says, it's a powerful and convincing statement, but my feeling is that it would not be wise to submit it for publication. Taking the stance of a reader who comes to the matter from afresh, perhaps having heard some rumors but knowing nothing, the reaction I suspect will be of the where there's smoke, there's fire kind. Few are willing to think through the arguments and factual details or try to adjudicate conflicting claims. I've seen this happen over and over on other matters, many years of having been accused of Holocaust denial, for example. Ugly and bitter as it is, I suspect the best course now is to not stir the pot by raising the issue publicly, opening the door to charges and accusations that can no doubt be answered in the court of logic and fairness, but that's not the public domain where innuendo and suspicion and accusation reign. And there's a little bit more, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what he was actually convicted of by this point. If you didn't before, if you didn't back in 2015, you do by now. But this was like 2018, 2019.
Well, I think he knows because in 2015, Jeffrey was basically like,
"Oh yeah, I don't want to put this into the press." Yeah, yeah, yes, for 100%. For sure, he knew.
He's known for the entire.
He knew the whole time.
Yeah, he's known.
But even if he did, let's give him the pretend benefit of the doubt. By 2018, 2019, he knew. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, it's whatever. Who cares?
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know.
And Valeria's whole argument that they were small beans who didn't know any better. So mad about it.
So offensive to like my sensibilities. It's like gaslighting.
It's attempted gaslighting for sure. It really is. And some people are falling for it. Like, how many linguists are like, oh, it's a moral panic.
Oh yeah, Michael. Every time I hear moral panic, I just think about Michael because he's so good.
He also clocked that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, linguists. I mean, men. All I've seen have been calling it a moral panic. Yeah.
Yeah. I've only seen it from men, but I wouldn't be surprised if there weren't at least a couple of women who are also partaking of that.
Yeah. Chomsky knew. He also like gave him like, he was an active listener. He was doing active listening with Epstein and giving him, you know, entertaining all of his thoughts and like things that you do with a friend. Like Epstein was his friend. And I've heard Chomsky like take down people that don't agree with him regarding language and like the way that he is like kind to Epstein about it, I thought was telling.
So in person, yes, but in email, I've seen other people talk to him with their wild ideas about language, and he's been unfailingly polite to them as well.
Really?
So I don't know if he's just like that over email.
That's weird, because in person, I've seen him be very condescending.
Mm-hmm. I know. Yeah. It's very
Yeah.
strange. It's like when he has time to like think, he's a little bit more careful. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but entirely condescending. And like a way that is like, he doesn't even change his tone of voice. It's like,
no.
It's just,
no.
Woo.
In his writing, he's also condescending, but it's weird that over email, he seems to be unfailingly polite, except to his own goddamn children. Holy shit.
True. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know. So where do you think where do we go from here? Like, just thinking about linguistics and what are people going to do when they talk about Chomsky's theory? I mean, we just talk about it and like...
I mean, we still use Frege's ideas and semantics, and that guy was a huge anti-Semite. I mean, my thought is you can talk about what may make sense, what doesn't make sense, why maybe these ideas can coexist in a person, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I do think you need to talk about who he is a little bit more than we have in the past. Like, I definitely knew about the language wars. Like, we talked about that in some of our classes. And so I did know, like, how brutal he could be. Mm-hmm. But, like, maybe also this side of him where he's, like, perfectly fine letting Epstein pay $1,400 a night for a hotel for him and Valeria one time.
Yeah.
It's perfectly happy for him to, like, pay for private jet for him. Mm-hmm. And then, the $20,000 for whatever reason.
That probably didn't go further than the Chomskys. It sounds like.
No, it definitely went right straight to them. I don't know. The whole thing, like, this is definitely a stain.
But it's not as simple as, like, I'm not going to watch Woody Allen movies anymore, right? Like,
right, because as far as we can tell, he didn't do anything that not bad, right? Like, right?
I mean, there are more emails to come. I don't know if they would have already been in there. He did say that he was like dreaming of that little island in the Caribbean.
That's true. That he did talk about dreaming about the Caribbean. But like, honestly, could have just been because it was warm. It's hard to know like how much each individual person got to see.
Right.
Like some things are a bit more like, okay. But just from most of the emails, it's more like, don't know for sure. He was perfect. This is the other thing about him that I'm still mad about that people keep trying to push under the carpet. He met with Bannon. He was perfectly fine to meet with Bannon. And this was after everybody knew who he was. This was not like, I don't know, 2012 Bannon, where maybe I wouldn't have known who he was. But this was like 2017?
17? Yeah.
Something like that. He was definitely known by that point.
Right. Well, and like Chomsky, I mean, him, Epstein, Woody Allen, and his wife, like they had dinner all the time.
Soo-Yin, yes.
Soo-Yin, and everyone knew about Woody and Soo-Yin. So like, I wonder if there's like a part of him that like, whatever he believes about like, you know, our brains or whatever, like does he also believe like Pinker does that like men have some sort of like biological...
Maybe, but like when Epstein tried to say something along those lines, he just was like, I don't know what you mean. Like, huh? Like cells are cells. What are you talking about? So I don't know. I always suspected that he was sexist, but in the way someone born in the 1920s is sexist.
Yeah.
Is it worse than that? Don't know. I don't think we can fully tell from these emails.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, he jokingly calls Epstein sexist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can't we tell that he is sexist because of the way he said, like, the hysteria around women?
Yes. Okay, yes. But is that worse than 1920s sexism?
It seems to be pretty, par for the course with a lot of people that talk about the Me Too movement and everything.
Yeah. So, yes, definitely. But that's, like, least surprising out of all of this shit because he doesn't... Yeah, anyway. Do I think he's sexist? Yes, I absolutely do. I always thought he probably was, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
But is he like the Epstein, Woody Allen level? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, it's just weird. Like I said, it's easy to not... Because we know who Woody Allen is. We don't support him by giving his movies money or watching it or whatever. But it's like, when someone comes up with ideas in your field, and either you're trying to prove them or disprove them. Like, you get, I don't know. Yeah.
It is tricky. It is really tricky because, like, I can't, like, some people are so obviously toxic. It's like, should we even be talking about them at all? But then if they had an idea that a bunch of other stuff has been built on, you can't just pull it out root from the root.
Well, I mean, especially since it feels like it'd be undermining all that work that good people have done, that non-pedophilic people have done, or non-friends with, rapists.
Not with Epstein.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what I do want is for people to stop making excuses for Chomsky. I don't care if you're 100%. A fan of him or not. Like, I am a trained Chomsky linguist. I'm perfectly fine with most of his theories, not all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to fucking defend him. And you definitely shouldn't either.
Yeah, no, I think, if there's a point of this, besides the fact that Epstein doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to language, is that, like, there's no excuses for Chomsky. No excuses.
Right. No excuses. I was worried that he was going to come across even worse than he did. But
there's still time. Yeah. Mary, there's still time.
There's still time. Other shit might come out, and maybe I missed something too. I mean, his condescension about the Me Too shit, unsurprising. So I wasn't shocked by any of that. Just the chumminess. The chumminess with a sex predator.
Oh, he called him his best friend. Him and Valeria's best friend at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he called it a permanent friendship or like a forever friend, like some sort of language about how this friendship is going to be forever. And this was after 2018.
Mm-hmm. Yep. One of like the other things that was kind of creepy about these files that are like, that is just like so minor in comparison, but like the way that Epstein talks about Jewish people makes me think he's anti-Semitic.
I know. Yeah.
Like he would say things like, "Oh, do you want any capital, all caps, Jew food from New York?" Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, really I know he's Jewish, and so like he can say things more like that, but like it just reads as like bad. Or like, "Oh, I went to the Jew doctor." Like, what is happening?
Yeah. I did see that. Yeah. Right. Sometimes I do point out like the fact that it's really cool that my doctor is Mexican American or something, but like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like, I have Jewish friends and sometimes they say things like, well, they'll use the word Jewy or something like that, like a word that I would not normally use, like outside of like in quotes, because it sounds weird to me. But like, I don't know. There's just something about the way he was doing it in the emails that felt way worse than just like intra-community joshing around.
No generosity of spirit for him. So like, I'm,
there's that. Yeah. Even though I'm sure, like, we haven't even talked about the race science shit. Like, I'm sure he thought that Jewish people, but Ashkenazi Jews anyway, are better than everybody else.
Like Pinker. Yeah. He certainly there's a distinction in his head between white people and black people for sure.
Oh my God, there's so much racist shit.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't even want to read any of it. It's like, horrifying.
I would tell people not to go look for it because it's so horrifying.
And Joshua Bach also.
And Joshua Bach is also very racist. But it's like, oh my God, like, of course there's this like bigger problem that's like the most disgusting problem, right? Of like why even there is the Epstein files. And it's like, my God, even like this, side quest of his is like disgusting, like so disgusting that, I don't know. Just the whole thing is disgusting. It's layered.
It is layered. And like the fact that he had seemingly had his hand in so many things, like obviously the backlash to Me Too, which I didn't know, but is unsurprising in retrospect. Like, I don't know if you saw the woman who created the Shitty Men in Media list. Did you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
So she talked about it in her podcast. What was that one called? I don't remember now. Am I going to be able to find it? Probably not. Oh, In Bed with the Right. In Bed with the Right. She talked about about being in the Epstein files because of this, right? And he funded the suit against her. And her own lawyers at the time were like, this has to be externally funded because you have no money.
Yeah.
This person who's suing you doesn't have that much money. Like, what is going on? Oh, Epstein, of course. So he claimed that he had helped fund Seed magazine, which is this interesting culture science magazine that I loved. And now I feel tainted.
Yeah.
Of course, he could have been lying. Like, sometimes I wondered, like, how much of this is actually true and how much of it is just him just being like
self-aggrandizing. Yeah, self-aggrandizing.
Yeah. So it's hard to know for sure. But I could believe that he would want to be into something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm listening to the Behind the Bastards. They're only on the second part of, I think, a 6-part series on Jeffrey and how he, like, molded the world we live in now. But, like, I'm like, what? He's basically responsible for crypto, like, being a thing? Or, like, helping it along in a very...
He came into it at the right moment to kind of help it launch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Microtransactions.
Yes.
In video games. He's got his finger in that as well. Yeah, Bannon's. So therefore, all his shit, like
right-wing media. I mean, he seems
so much of the right-wing media, especially the online stuff, and memeing Trump into the presidency.
Yeah, he was looking at really, really alt-right websites before it was cool, right? Like he was linking to some, like, I don't know if they would be called right-wing or alt-right stuff, but it seems like he had his finger on the pulse in that area and that, like, part of the man here. I don't know.
Yeah. And people have said that they think that he wasn't particularly political until he was arrested.
That's what the Behind the Bastards was saying, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I got it from.
Yeah.
But I've been listening to many, many podcasts, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's probably true. Like, he didn't really care that much. He just wanted to make money.
Yeah. And then he wanted to clear his name after that. Or, yeah.
He really tried. Mm-hmm. He must have been so pissed when he got arrested again. He must have been so pissed because, like, everything he was doing was so that couldn't happen to him. And then all of a sudden it did. I wonder how, actually.
Right? Survivors.
Pardon?
The survivors, didn't they fight for it? Like, if they wouldn't have...
That's true, they did. But honestly, like, I'm surprised that it was allowed to happen now after all of this.
Especially during Trump's term.
Yeah. And I don't remember if we said this on here or not, but yeah, it really feels like he was murdered.
Well, if Julie K. Brown thinks so, then she's like...
Well, that's right.
Yeah. On the Daily or on the Journal, she's just like, basically like, of course he was killed. Like,
yeah, what was that I sent you? I can't remember what it was now. But yeah, it wasn't the Daily because I don't listen to the Daily anymore.
You listen to the Journal?
I don't think I listened to anything called the Journal.
I don't know what you sent me then. I thought it was one of those. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, she's the reporter that broke everything in the Miami Herald in like 2018. And then
she brought it back to life.
Wasn't it Alan Dershowitz that basically made it so like she couldn't get a Pulitzer for that? Like,
yeah,
they're all connected. They're all one man, right?
They're all one man. They have the same gross ideas about IQ and women, and it's on a spectrum, I guess, of like how shitty they go on those two things. But
and race,
yeah,
I don't know. We can be better. Maybe we can learn some lessons from this. I don't know who's going to learn. Like, if I feel like some people are lost.
I mean, I think the big thing we need to learn is like, yeah, we can't make any one person a hero. We have to hold everybody to account. Yeah. Like, if people fuck up, we shouldn't protect them, especially if they're like a rich old white dude. Like, why are we protecting Chomsky?
Yeah, exactly. He's not even around to see y'all kissing his ass. Like,
I know. I mean, that's the only thing that makes me feel a little bad is that he's probably, very much not aware. And that feels kind of shitty, like to be talking smack about somebody who's on their deathbed.
But I'm also like, he'll know no consequences because,
Right. Yeah. So, like, can we give the consequence of he needs to be reevaluated?
Yeah.
Bare minimum. You don't have to throw everything out if you don't want to, but I do think that you should at least take a step back, think about it,
Yeah, and it comes to the point where like we are writing footnotes in our articles where it says like espousing universal grammar doesn't mean that I endorse Noam Chomsky as a man or something. I don't know. Listen,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, he was already problematic in so many ways. Like, like he was kind of a monster in our field. And, you know, like the language wars are like, or linguistic wars, I should say, were like pretty bad.
Oh, yeah.
And it was basically him terrorizing people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like one of my former professors in undergrad, he basically just kind of like, not exactly left the field because he was still teaching, but he just didn't do any more research. He was just like, okay, whatever. And then Chomsky kind of stole the ideas of that field that he kind of quashed. So I don't know. The whole thing is just...
I just feel like I'm someone who studied language development. I had to go, I was basically working in the psychology department because, I don't know. I think a lot of people that would have looked at the kind of work that maybe challenged it or even just questioned it, like went into like psychology or other field, like they, weren't in linguistic departments. I don't know. I wonder.
It could be. It could be that's part of the reason why. I also had a professor who was an acquisitionist, and when I was an undergrad, don't know how much he questioned or didn't question because I wasn't super into acquisition. But
yeah, I don't know. But he's definitely been a bully.
He's definitely been a bully. Yeah, 100% been a bully, and like he said some like very uncomfortable things about certain genocides.
Yes.
But one thing I was pleasantly surprised by is that he was a huge critic of Israel in those emails. Like,
yeah,
I have to give him credit for that.
Yeah.
I have to give him credit for that because, he was like, no, this is fucked up. Yeah, people are complicated.
We contain multitudes, but just because we contain multitudes doesn't mean Chomsky deserves to be protected. Forgiven, yeah.
Or just papered over. This can't be papered over.
No.
It can't. It could also be worse. We don't know. But what's there right now is bad enough for me to say, stop fucking protecting him.
Yeah, exactly. At a certain point, you might be just telling on yourself.
Right? That's what I always think about, like people who protect too strongly. I worry about it. That means something about you.
Yeah, me too.
And so I did some searching for certain names in here because I was like,
I don't blame you. Yeah,
I didn't see anybody. I mean, there were definitely some names that I recognized, but like as far as I could tell, there was no interaction between that person and Epstein. So I won't even bring them up because that would be unfair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't even know like what to say. Like he's an asshole. About so many fucking things. I mean, Epstein and Chomsky should have known better. Yeah. And stop protecting Chomsky.
Yeah,
just stop it.
That's the title, right?
Yeah, you know what? Yes, it is. Stop. We always leave such a fun final message. Stop protecting Chomsky.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that was a giggle. You know what? Yeah. Never mind. Maybe I do giggle more than I think. Whatever. Yeah. I don't care.
Don't care.
Yeah. Anyways, well, if anybody has any other things they have noticed that we did not talk about that are particularly about language, and maybe we misunderstood something, please absolutely let us know. Yeah. Because I do want to get this right, but it was just found it so hard.
It was hard. Yeah. Yeah.
And I do feel like it was like hurting my soul to read those emails.
I know.
Especially when it was the finance stuff. And I'm like, I tried not to delve into it too much because I was like, no, it's not my business. But I was like, why is he so mean to his children and his grandchildren? I don't like this.
I know. Yeah, that's enough reason to be like, stop protecting Chomsky. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was also shitty. It was shitty in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
Anyways,
All right. We actually have another message that we always leave with our listeners. Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
And stop protecting Chomsky.
Stop it!
The Vocal Fries podcast is produced by me, Carrie Gillen, theme music by Nick Granum. You can find us on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Vocal Fries Pod. You can email us at vocalfriespod@gmail.com, and our website is vocalfriespod.com.